Welcome back, everybody, to Warriors of the Rainbow Spiritual Guidance YouTube channel. As always, my name is Jason, and I will be your guide. I hope all you mothers had a great Mother's Day yesterday. Thank you all for being you and producing life. It's all of us that produce life, right? But there's a special part that a mother plays. They always nurture. They're always self-sacrificing. They put themselves last. There's a very beautiful thing that mothers carry. Um, I'm a mama's boy, so I definitely made sure my mom knew yesterday that she was heavily loved. So I just wanted to say that because I didn't mention that yesterday. I don't think I might have said it on one of the videos. But I want to deliver a teaching. I want to deliver some wisdom, because I hear in the spiritual community the term narcissist or narcissistic behavior heavily. And what I hear about it in the community is concerning, and Spirit Source wants to remind us what a true light worker is here to do and what their job is. So true light workers are healers. They are here to heal all those that they come into contact with in some shape or form. Now, most of the light workers are not aware that they're even light workers for most of their life. It's a blessing to be awakened to that aspect, right? To understand who you are and what your mission is as a light worker. What happens is the ego, the program mind, the subconscious, the teachings that we have received is very competitive. So we're constantly competing, and it's because we are programmed to believe that if somebody doesn't show you respect or love you the way you want or expect to be loved, you disregard that person, right? Or it's something, you place it as a value about yourself, right? How you see yourself. It means you're not worthy, right? But that's not true, you guys. It's not true. Uh, your value and your worth is not dependent upon anybody. Everything is created within you, right? So when you come across narcissists or people with a narcissistic tendency or behaviors, right? That is actually a sign that they need your love more. Now, I'm not saying that you involve yourself in toxic situations to a period, that you're bringing yourself down. You can't, because in order to heal yourself, you have to heal yourself. But um, you can set boundaries. Boundaries have to be set, because what a boundary does, and you stand to that boundary. So I'm going to give you an example. Say you're dating somebody, right? You got in a relationship with somebody um, before you were spiritually awakened. And as you spiritually awaken, you realize that that relationship's very toxic. And it's not healthy for the greater good of your experience and where you're headed, right? So what happens is a lot of people end up disconnecting on very poor grounds and totally sabotaging any energy connected, because you're actually creating a tie energetically. There's always a cord because we're all connected, right? But when you integrate with somebody, you are then giving a piece of your soul to that entity, to that being, right? So now, no matter what, they're carrying a fragment of your soul, of your essence, okay? If it is then broken and shattered in a negative way, they are carrying you and your essence down with that, because it was created in a lower vibration. So what you do is you create boundaries and you stand in them, but you do them in a loving manner, and you show your worth and you show your growth and you show them the way in your behaviors. Therefore, they're going to still have your essence with them, and it's more likely that they have it since that's rising within you. It's going to rise within them naturally on some type of level. And if they have attached themselves to enough people that are doing this, it's more likely that they will follow the lead, right? Because is um, energy attaches. So when it grows in you, it grows in them. So what I'm saying is, and I'm guilty of this because I didn't realize this until recently, that the work, what a light worker is really here to do. It's I actually wrote this and posted this on Facebook, and I really want to share it because it's important, right? I've been showing a lot of different things, right? Check that out. Take a picture of it, screenshot it, whatever, because it's an amazing, amazing thing. It's more to it. So it says, light workers are the healers of those that are lost. The mission is to guide others back home, back to the heart, back to the central sun of the universe. One now verse. Unity consciousness. So what I hear is, unfortunately, and this is the truth, is most people have some type of narcissistic tendency because we've been programmed. So I'm still shedding parts of it, right? Um, but there's good sides to everything. So if you are connecting with somebody who has energies attached to themselves of the lower, right? Because now when you are going around and integrating with lower energies, right? Or entities, lower energies, because they're energies, you guys. What they call demons are energies, right? So they're energies that attach because we're creating them. We're the what's creating the energy. um, that's the truth. So demons are being created by us. Essentially, that the energies are being created by us. Okay, so if all say you have one person who is sleeping around with like 5 different people, right? And all 5 different people are unawakened spiritually, battling traumas and not healed, and in a very low state. Well, that is attaching to that person because as I just explained, every person you integrate with, especially sexually, is actually splitting off a fragment of their soul, essence of who they are. The body is just the vessel, the avatar. So they're actually connecting with them and taking a part with them, and they're also taking a part with them, right? So what is happening, right? So now, if you're taking those essences and those beings are low vibration, it is going to bring your vibration down. It doesn't matter how much knowledge and wisdom you have. See, knowledge and wisdom is only power if it's followed by action. So you need to take action. And I'm calling myself out as I speak to you guys. I know now what I need to start integrating. It doesn't matter, for example, what you're doing if it's always doing it in love. So like, if someone's a cigarette smoker, right? Does not make them a low vibration. If people think that does, right? If somebody's drinking alcohol every day, um, more likely those people will be in a low vibration because what it does change your mood and everything. It's anything that's a mood altering is going to lower your vibration. Cigarettes doesn't make you crazy, right? I'm just using it as an example. What determines someone's vibration and if they're at a lower vibration is the unconditional love and the way they treat others. If they place themselves really high up, right, as better than everybody, always, saying that, always self-talking, self, right? It doesn't matter. They could say they know all the spiritual knowledge. It's not about that. It's about how they're applying it in their lives. Now, when we run into these type of people, right, if we're in a relationship with them, we've already integrated our energy with them. So now, if you set boundaries, yeah, you may separate from that person, right? You may never go back to them because you can't in that sense. If they're in that state, why would you want to go back and lower yourself? But You can end it on a good terms. You can end it in a loving manner, showing them the way, the light, right? Showing them that, yes, I know who I am. I love myself. I love spirit. I love source, that I can't allow this to continue. But I'm not going to disconnect fully with you. I'm going to love you, whether it's from afar, and I'm just going to continually do my growth, right? Now, if you're obviously in an abusive relationship or anything like that, then that you do need to disconnect, right? And that's a whole nother story. But I'm saying, like, I hear people not realizing, a lot of people are narcissists, a deep narcissist, and don't even realize it. A spiritual narcissist is one of the most hardest and scariest things to see and recognize. Even if you could be a spiritual narcissist and not even know it, because I have found narcissistic tendencies. It's programmings. So you have to do the inner healing work, right? That's how you find these things. And every single one of us are going to find something. It's going to keep coming up. It's about doing the work and continuing to do the work, right? Now, when you meet somebody who's in a lower state, right? So light workers tend to see the good in everybody. We tend to see their essence over their being, meaning we see who they are at the beginning, right? Meaning who they are without the tainted. We know we can feel their energy. Empaths can. That's what it is. We're feeling their essence, their actual soul. Now, we don't give up on these people, right? So if you become attracted physically, mentally, and emotionally to somebody who's in a lower vibration, what you do is you set healthy boundaries up, and you keep showing them love, and you show them the way. You show them back. You guide them back to the central sun, to the heart. How do you do that? You operate from the heart. So don't run from them. Don't let it, because what's going to happen is they're going to project their ego onto you, and then you're going to go into your ego for a time, right? You're going to. It's a project, especially when you're dealing with projectors. They're going to project that energy onto you, so you're going to start acting like that. But what happens is, if you're doing the work, like I've had these experiences, but I'm doing the work, and I catch it very quickly. And the last few experiences that I've had, I've caught in every time faster and faster, because I'm an empath. I pick up on energy. So I'm going to, and if you're a very powerful projector in a lower vibration, not realizing that you are, I'm going to feel it even more. And it's going to alter the way I react, right? For a short period. And then because I'm always introspecting every night, right? Just like hopefully you guys are. You're analyzing yourself and your motives and why you're doing stuff. Why are you acting this way? Why are you making this decision, right? What's best to do for the greater picture of the whole? So I wanted to share this with you guys because when we are connecting with people energetically, we are literally fragmenting our essence, a part of us, onto that person, and they take it with them, and it will always be there forever. We're all part of one anyway, so it's always on a cord. But the energy that we have here is um, a fragment of our being, essence, our energy is given to that person. So if you react, if you just like block them, right? You run from them. You know what I mean? You try to fight fire with fire, right? You're then the power has been taken out. Now the healing uh, energy that they took with them, when you keep rising, it's not going to affect them because they're always going to look at you in a negative. They're not even going to see what you're doing. Now they may feel it energetically, but it's also going to be that's still the truth in a way, but that will not be recognized. And what will happen if you set these good boundaries up, right, and then operate and heal yourself, they're going to see it with their eyes and feel it energetically. And it's going to guide them back to doing the work as well. See, we let our egos get to us. And I'm in a situation where like I've started to realize this in myself, where I was like, okay, I'm going to disconnect from these people because I don't feel they appreciate me, but it's not that they don't appreciate you. It's that their programming is pushing you back off because they have that energy to them around them. They don't, a lot of them actually feel differently and act differently what they actually feel because they're programming and the energies are, kind of having them hostage, right? It's easier to stick into that and instead of following it. Like it's a fear, right? So I just wanted to share this with you guys of what I was showing about a true light worker's mission. What we're here to do, you guys. We're here to bring and guide people back. We don't bring them, we guide them. We give them our essence and we keep our boundaries. We stand firm in them and we guide them. We show them the way. We don't block them and disconnect from them unless they're abusive, like physically, okay? Like it's about boundaries. There should never be a situation once you're awakened that gets into that because you'll know what's good and what's bad for you, right? You need to have these communications and these conversations too. You need to express. You need to speak your truth. You need to be upfront and honest. And I have situations that I've been dealing with recently that I'm going to have to express certain things to certain people. And I'm going to do that because I was shown this. Um, and there's other people probably on YouTube talking about something like this and they're calling it entities. I don't subscribe to that theory of entities. I think of it as energies and what's happening in this planet. Because if it's oneness and everything is creator, how is it a duality? How is it? House divided against itself cannot stand. So there is no good versus evil. There isn't. There's not. There is one and states, a higher or a lower state. And it's based on a level system, not a level, but a measurement of being, meaning what you are and is what you put out into the field is what level determines what stage or level you're at, right? But our job is to guide people back to the heart. Let them know that their soul really wants to feel love and wants to experience love. That their soul is desiring to be in abundance, to be in a state of happiness and peace and serenity. Their soul is desiring that. The energies that they've attached to themselves, the reason why they're going to other things is because they've attached their energies to so many lower vibrational beings that are pulling them, and they're not even aware of what's happening. Many people aren't aware of energy, you guys. It's all energy and frequency and vibration. And I just keep learning more and more things. And as I learn them, I don't care where I get it from, is if it resonates with me as truth, I'm going to share it with you. And I'm always going to probably bring a little more onto it because it's my gift. I am able to broaden on teachings and things that are in the collective. Um, yeah, so I also want to talk to you about real quick about angels and demons. Okay, so the whole scriptures that were written were actually talking about human beings, and angels were fallen man, like that fall of Atlantis and Lemuria, right? The fall of man when they lost touch with their spiritual nature and they went down to such a lower level that Gaia herself actually had to transform herself to um, I don't have the full understanding of that. I don't want to go there, but that's essentially what I'm talking about. Is demons and angels are not what you think they are. They're actually either they're you. They're what frequency you are at. You could be at a demon frequency, which is a lower demon, because the word demon is actually means supernatural ability of God, and was created when they didn't know how certain people had certain abilities like psychic ability, telekinesis, um, telepathy, things like that. They didn't know what that was, and they considered that that it was called a demon, a supernatural ability of God, and then it got switched. It means daemon, right? The energy in the background. If you're being influenced by energies and not realizing it, that's a daemon. It's in the background, right? But it also can be a daemon if you have special abilities and you know how to work with energy. That's the same thing, you guys, right? But that's an angel when you're in a high vibration. So there is a need for light workers that have the human, what is that word I'm looking for? The human design of projectors. Projectors are the most powerful beings when it comes to healing. You're a healer, and you're supposed to be projecting unconditional love in the way onto people. You are not supposed to come down to the lower vibrational level with them, because then you're going to project the same level they're at back at them. You are to keep yourself high up in boundaries set so that you do not lower your frequency, so then you can project it onto them. So that is the teaching, you guys. Understand that your energy, and every time you integrate with somebody, right, on an intimate level, physically, or emotionally, spiritually, right, you are giving a piece of your energy, your essence. They take it with them. There's already a cord to attach to these people anyway, right? Because it's everybody's linked in the fabric of existence. And then what happens to healers is healers actually bring in those that are lost. That's why you will see repeated patterns of same situations. It's because once you're awakened and once you're operating in your power, you are now healing. You're a healer. Then you will bring all those that need healing into you. And it is your job and duty to recognize that. I disconnected months ago from something when I was just really going through the final stage of my awakening, and I'm still awakened, still awakening to truths, and I'm still ascending, right? So I'm not perfect. Uh, what happens is I get stuff projected on me, and then I lower myself down for a moment until I do the introspection. Then I realize it once I see it from a higher perspective, right? And that's what I'm doing now, and that's why I'm bringing this to you guys, because it's happening to you as well. So, um, understand and understand that this is what happens, you guys. Your soul essence is carried on to your partners. If you are sexually being intimate with lower vibrational beings, right, you are going to take with you that essence, especially women. I'm telling you, you're going to take that and you're going to have to deal with that energy. You're going to have to literally keep that energy with you. And it's going to make it that much harder for you to ascend your own energy field. And then what happens is, if the more you do it, eventually you're going to not even realize what's happening, and you're going to, that's going to become normal and okay to you. You're going to disconnect yourself further and further and further. And then it's going to be very hard and painful to come out of it, because you're going to have to release a lot of energies. So think of it like, how do I explain that? I'm trying to think of how to explain, like a magnet, right? So think of everybody else's energies as metal. And every time, right? So, and the higher energies are lighter metals, right? And the lower energies are really dense, heavy metals. While every time you're the magnet, every time you go in, integrate with the lower one, right? Especially if you're doing it to satisfy your lower nature, the carnal urges, and not doing it of a higher self and what your soul desires, what your higher self desires, right? You're pulling yourself down and taking that essence with them. I mean, with you, and they're taking your essence with them. So if you're in those situations right now, guys, I strongly recommend that you take that within yourself, and don't ever listen to what I say without taking it within yourself first. I'm not teaching you anything that I don't want you to validate within yourselves. But I'm showing you what Spirit has showed me, and what I've seen confirmed in other ways. So there's a need to understand, as a light worker, you are a healer. You are here to heal people. What does that mean? You can't change them. You can't. But you do not go outside of your boundaries that you have set to keep you in a higher vibration. You guide them back to their heart. Show them what it means to operate from the heart. And they will then take your energy with them. They'll still have that essence with them. As you keep ascending, that is going to affect their energy field. So even with codependency relationships, a light worker notices that codependency is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing, Because a codependency, if you integrate with somebody that's codependent, right? You integrate with them because you love them and see them, and they fall in love with you, right? Then you just set boundaries and keep ascending yourself. Now they still have that essence, and they're going to most likely follow you home. So I hope this makes sense, you guys. If it does resonate, please hit the like button, comment on the message, share. So it's just important, guys, to remember we're energy, and our essence is carried out amongst everybody you come into contact with, especially on an intimate level. So spread love, peace, joy, happiness. Nothing can make you happy but yourself. Everything is as within, so without. There is a need to remember all this, you guys. Remember, the true light workers are the healers. We are not to change others, we are to guide others back home. That is a message for the day, guys. If you'd like to donate to the channel and support my mission, please do so. It's in the description box. It's greatly needed and appreciated. It helps me want to come on and make more content, right? It takes a lot of time and energy out of me to do what I'm doing, believe it or not. Especially doing tarot readings, I'm opening myself up. I'm more of a psychic energy reader. I'm not a card reader. I do not read the meanings of cards. I read the energies, and I read what I receive in my crown. When it comes down, that's what I am. And I'm putting the intention to get better and stronger at it. So by spiritual practice. So that is the key. I'm sending you guys so much love and light. Namaste.